So what this little tool does, it's not supposed to continuously run like that. I don't know why it is. How's it going, everyone? Mike with This Old Hotrod. Appreciate you guys coming back and checking out, seeing what I got going on in the shop. Working on the 27 Roadster today. I decided to throw some beads in the trunk panels just to add some rigidity. The reason why I hadn't bead rolled it was because I thought I kind of painted myself into a corner, so to speak, by adding the flanges and then attaching it to the crossmember cover. I was able to kind of work around that. I was able to lay out a pattern that I could access with my bead roller. All right, let's go in the garage and get to work. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to This Old Hotrod. It's a little loud in the shop. I got the heater going naturally because it's winter time. It's loud, but it does the trick for now until I get a heating system put in the garage. What I'm working on today is the rear panel for the floor of the trunk. I'm going to bead roll the back panel from the crossmember back. I have already attached the cover that goes over the crossmember to that panel, but I've got a layout laid out where I can still get the beads put in that I want to get put in, just to stiffen up the panel a little bit. I don't know. Actually, I think I can. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to still bead roll the front panel. But I'll show you what I got laid out so far. Now, I already started bead rolling it just to make sure that I could do it. I thought I better come out and do a little bit of work on the Roadster. Get some more content for you guys for next weekend's video. So this is what I got. I'm going to pull the panel out of the bead roller and show you what I have. I'll throw it over here on the table. As you can see, I've got all these diagonal marks laid out on the 45 in the corners. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to still add to that. I'm going to add another line here, and then maybe one more here. Just going to do some straight lines just to stiffen up the panel. Kind of got ahead of myself. I do it all the time. I've already connected these panels together. That's the reason why I'm laying it out the way I'm laying it out. I can't do any type of like a border type of a bead or a step because of this. But that's okay. I think it's still gonna look the part. I think I'll still be able to do the front panel underneath the gas tank like this, or at least a portion of it. I'm gonna add my additional lines that I want to add. Maybe one here, one here, one here. Same on this side. I'm going to go up and grab my nibbler. I made a mark where these blisters cover. So I know I'm about 3/8 of an inch in my flange. So I know I can't go past this green line. So you can see I had said before I have about an inch to remove there and about a 1/2 inch on this side. Can't go much further than that. The reason why, or I could I suppose, I have this brace here that I added. This is part of the reason why I didn't bead roll the panel to begin with. I have plenty of support under the panel, and I am going to attach this anyway. So I'm going to end up drilling some holes in the sheet metal. I'm going to weld all the way around the outside. So I'll use my panel flanging tool. I'll use this tool that I used in the last video. Get the hole punching tool, which comes in super handy. You go all the way around the outside edge of this. But for now, let me add the remainder of my beads where they're gonna go, and then I'll get this panel bead rolled. If I had planned on coming out here, I would have come out earlier and fired up the heater, but I really didn't plan on doing any video work today. Trying to follow the same line. So I'm 1.5 inches in. Each bead is 1.5 inches separate because that's the thickness of this this ruler. So on this one here, because it's going to intersect with this bead, I'm going to end it. I want to end it a little bit earlier. Now I want to show you my setup. You obviously have seen my bead roller. These I got from Lowe's years ago. They're like, you know, use them for carpentry work, for holding up planks and wood. There's no reason why you can't use them for what we use them for the metal. So I got these, I set them at the height I need them, put one on each side just to hold the panel, because again, I do everything myself typically. And let's get this panel rolled. So get it set right in, lift up my dies. What I want to do is obviously get the bead lined up, and then I want to start at the mark. I went 4 turns down, 2, 3, 4. This is 18 gauge steel for the people that are wondering. And these are just simple straight lines, so it helps having these rollers to use to roll the panel with, to hold the panel up rather. It's a little tough to see the stop mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next one. So what I do is I get the mark directly centered on my die, and then I slide the panel in. Right there. I'll tighten it down. 1. I was told from my friend Joe, when you roll the bead roll the panel, you want the beads to point down, so in the future if you ever decide to put carpet in the car, the carpet will fit with the insulation and the padding. If you were to reverse it and put the beads up, the carpet won't sit flat and you'll have issues in the future with upholstery. So a little tip, when you're doing the beads and rolling beads in a panel, it's a floorboard, you want the beads to point down. So that means your positive die will go on top of the machine if you're feeding the material in this particular direction with it facing up, and then your negative die will be underneath. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Going on, everybody. I got the heater blowing on me, trying to warm myself up a little bit while I'm working on these floor pans for the trunk. Like I said, it's gonna be kind of a short video. Just wanted to get something done today. Ellie and I kind of been hanging out. I've been on YouTube working on some other videos and actually doing some editing on YouTube on some past videos, which is something I've been wanting to do. Appreciate everybody following along. I appreciate all the new subscribers coming on board. And for those people that are new to the channel, whether they came over from Make It Custom or Iron Trap or wherever, I'm not a professional car builder, and if you've watched one of my videos, you already know that. I've always wanted to own a hot rod. I couldn't afford to buy one done, and truthfully, I wouldn't have gained the satisfaction of building one myself or learning how to do this stuff. I've always wanted to do metalwork, fabrication, automotive repair, auto body, stuff like that. But I just never really gave myself the opportunity to do it until I got a little bit older. I decided to start a YouTube a couple years ago, or about a year and a half ago. If you feel the need to comment and tell me I don't know what I'm doing, I just want to make those people aware. I already know I don't know what I'm doing, and I say it all the time. This isn't a YouTube how-to channel. This isn't an instructional channel. This is me building my cars and my hot rods. I know enough at this point where I was able to rebuild that 30 coupe over there and drive that any day I want. I built the 29 chopped and channeled sedan. All that work was done by me. I built a 30-31 cabriolet that I moved on to a friend. All built by me. This 27 Roadster, built by me. All safe, roadworthy, using all old parts. I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm proud of myself at where I've came to in a short amount of time, not having any experience, never been taught how to do any of this stuff. I don't know what half the names of the tools are half the time. I watch YouTube just like people watch YouTube, and I learn by watching other YouTubers. I look at the tools they have and I go and do a search. If I think it'll help me, which typically they do, because they're more knowledgeable than I am, then I'll buy that tool and I'll use it. Like I said, sometimes I don't even know the name of the damn tool. I'm not a professional at this stuff, so if you feel the need to knock me down and say, you have no clue what you're doing, don't quit your day job, yada, 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 just keep it to yourself. There's really no need to. You're not telling me anything I don't know. I have a day job and it's not metal fabrication, so maybe that'll make those people happy. For those that have been watching all along, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys have helped me grow the channel, and I'm just having fun building hot rods, learning as I go. Every single person that's ever built a car had to start from somewhere, and they start with no knowledge, and you gain knowledge as you go. I've been doing this a short time. In the big picture, I've been doing this a short time, about 5.5 or 5 years. And like I said, I'm proud of myself. I think I've come a long way in a short amount of time. So let's get to work. The next tool I'm going to use is a panel flanging tool and a hole punching tool. Air punch flange tool. Can you see that? I bought this at Harbor Freight. I want to say it was probably 70 bucks, 70, 80 bucks. I used it on my last video, working on the cross member cover. I'm going to do the same thing, working on the floor pan. I didn't mark out my holes on that. I'm going to mark out my holes where they're going to be on this pan, on the floor pan, and I'm going to get those holes punched. So when it's time, I'll be able to just spot weld or rosette weld this right to the floor structure, the subframe, the subrails of the T. I already marked out where my blisters are going to go, so I need to get my nibbler and cut those out just a little bit to give myself a little bit more clearance. So if and when the time comes I need to remove my shocks, I'll have clearance to do that. So I want to do that before I install this panel. As always, I try to use something that's readily available in the garage. This is 1.5 inches wide. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my first hole, let's just say 1/2 inch in. Actually, I need to make it, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to punch the first hole with the machine, with the tool. And I'm going to work off of that. So the next thing I need to do is I need to go grab my nibbler. What my nibbler will do is it'll help me cut this radius here for the shock. So I'm gonna run up to the top garage, grab that. I'm gonna get these two shock holes cleaned up. I'm gonna remove all the Sharpie, grab some acetone, get that cleaned up real quick. And then mine is doing a little bit of sanding on this panel. This panel is essentially gonna be done. I'll be ready to weld into the car. This is an air nibbler, or a nibbler, sheet metal nibbler. Grab some oil for this real quick. Always obviously you wanna make sure you oil your tools. This will remove a small little horseshoe-shaped piece of sheet metal. But what this tool is going to allow me to do is going to allow me to go around corners. It'll allow me to remove the metal that I need to remove. But a couple little words of advice. If you have kids, dogs, make sure you use a magnet after you run this tool, and I'll show you why. This tool creates these little, I know you're not going to be able to see it, tip of my finger, little horseshoe-shaped shards of metal. These things will pop any bicycle tube that rides over it. Any bicycle, it'll pop a tire. It gets stuck in dogs' pads, bare feet, kids running around in bare feet with no shoes on. Absolutely guaranteed to get stuck in the bottom of their foot, and they're painful. Ask me how I know. So you really want to make sure you clean up after you use this tool. That's all. That's my word of advice. This is a loud tool, apparently. I haven't used it in a while. Use ear protection. Okay, so minus cleaning off the metal with acetone and hitting it with a DA real quick. This panel's all set. Should look pretty good in the car. This is kind of as far as I'm going to be able to go with this piece of metal. So let's get it thrown in the car and see what you guys think. Tell me what you think. So now all I need to do is get that panel bead rolled. So I'm going to see if I can at least get this area here, some beads rolled in that panel there, because you're not going to see underneath the tank. So let's get that taken out of the car and see if we can get some beads rolled in that panel. So what I may end up having to do is pound this flange down. If I flatten that flange, I'll be able to get all of this rolled. So these are my tank mount holes. So from here over is my tank, and then this is going to be my battery. So really what I'm concentrated on is just this area, and this is the issue. So I'm going to pound this flange back down so I can get this bead rolled. I want to try to mimic the layout of this panel, so what I think I'll do is I'll use this 45-degree beads here. So it'll be this way, and then this way, and then I'll add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beads. Gonna do a quick cleanup on the table so I can make some room to get this done. All right, so I got my layout all set. I think I'll be able to do what I've got laid out. I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to do what I have laid out. And if not, I'll modify my design if need be. So that's my maximum for this area here. Can't go any further into the bead roller at this point. So, what do you do when you pick up a guitar? Too much on your plate when you need. Every little thing will be better when it's mine. Find a way. Whoa, whoa,
Watching shallow dreams. Night is rocking her to sleep. Wind whispers in the trees. Hidden secrets are hard to keep. Sunset in golden peak. Paris warrior and a queen. Lost the battle and her dream. Hidden secrets are hard to keep.
Alright guys, shut off the heat. Tell me what you think. My back's been really tight the past few days. I've been working too hard. Did the layout a little bit different. I think it looks okay. I mean, there's no right or wrong way, I don't think, to as far as the layout goes. I went just as far enough so you couldn't, you know, underneath the tank is still flat, and underneath where the battery is going to be is still flat. But I think the rest of it looks really good. Tell me what you guys think. I know there's some people out there who always tell me you got to bead roll it or the floors are going to vibrate, and which I don't doubt it. I'm sure that is the case. But just trying to do a quick build, and I mean, at the end of the day, this probably only took me about an hour, so it really isn't that much extra time. I think the time spent to make things look a little bit fancy is definitely worth it in a case like this. I think that, you know, that just adds a lot of character to the car, and it shows that I'm putting some extra time in. I'll do the same up front when it comes time to do the floor pan for the front, which will hopefully be coming up pretty soon. I guess I really just finished off the trunk for good, so now I'll be able to get some of these things, these panels welded in place. I do need to drill the holes for the mounting bolts for the body of the car to make sure for the body to the frame. Once I drill those holes, that'll be it. I'll be done with the floors in the trunk area. I'll get those welded in and then I'll be done. Check that off the list. Doors, floors, dash, and everything else. What's going on, everybody? It's Mike with this Old Hotrod. Just wanted to wrap up this video. It's a couple days later. I've been just finishing up the editing and realized I really didn't close the video out. Sometimes that happens because you just jump right on to the next thing. But in any event, I just wanted to close out this video, the bead rolling video. Say thanks to everyone who's been following along. And the next video is going to be working on the doors. Going to get these doors. They're already open and closed finally, they just don't latch. So I'm going to get to work on those next and get these doors latching. And like I had said in one of the past videos, I'm going to add just a little bit of structure in the bun panel on both sides, and also try to figure out exactly where I'm going to add my tab to mount my top. So gonna just work on for now. It's gonna get the latches in the doors, get them closing and shutting and closing good, and then after that I'll worry about getting the structure in place on the bun panels, because like I said, I think it's gonna take a little bit of time figuring out exactly how I'm gonna do the mount for my top irons. But I want to show you a new tool that I got for the shop. Picked this up the other day. I found this on Facebook Marketplace. I'm a local motorcycle fabrication company up in Boston. So I left early one morning before work and went and got it. It's a Shop Fox. I think it's a 12-inch, like a lever shear, a straight shear. Came with this cool stand. It was all built. It was all done, 100% ready to go. Don't have to do anything to it. I've already checked it a few times, used it a few times just to make sure it works good. It works awesome. I've been wanting to get one of these for a while, and the reason being is I hate using cutoff wheels. That's why I have a lot of expensive tools up top in the top garage, is because I hate the dust that cutoff wheels make. And I don't really have any tools down here to avoid that. So that's my newest addition to the shop down here. I like to pick up a few more tools for down here and kind of really outfit the shop. So when I am doing some work down here, I have everything that I need instead of running back and forth. Got the new gas tank for the T. This came from Dave Mortland. He's from Ohio. He actually shipped this to his dad's, which is a couple towns away from me. I went up there and met him and spent some time with his dad, met his son. I think that was last week. So I'm going to get that tank put in to the tank mount, so the tank straps. As I had said in the other video, this tank that's in here, this is the one that I kind of did a little bit of work on. It just kept getting worse and worse as I was doing it. So that tank's already been pressure tested and it's ready to go. So that's going to go in there. And one of the next upcoming videos is I'm going to do a louver layout, and I'm going to punch louvers in that 40 coupe hood. That's for a gentleman down in Rhode Island, friend of a friend. And just going to do a quick louver layout. Show you guys. So this is what he's going for. This is the look he's going for. So it's a 3-inch flat top louver. This layout's going to be a little bit different because he actually wants to space the louvers out. So you can see there's a little bit of a space there. He wants to actually space them out some. So it's going to take a little bit of time because I have to do a full layout. So I have to actually mark each individual louver, which I don't always do. But this is a scenario where I'm gonna have to do that. So anyways, that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap this video up. I appreciate everybody watching. Tell me what you think about the beads, the bead rolling I did. Probably went a little bit crazy, but hey, you know what? Sometimes that just happens. Tomorrow I'm gonna get that gas tank yanked out of there. Picked up my new gas tank from Dave Mortland from Ohio. He shipped that out to his dad's a couple weeks ago. I finally had a chance to get up there and get that from them guys. Picked that up from him and I met his son, his father. 3 generations, David Mortlands, three Dave Mortlands. So next videos, hopefully, it's gonna be coming up soon. Wednesday, I hope, is I'm gonna get these doors latching, gonna get the new latches installed, and then I'm gonna get to work on adding some structure on the bun panels. So that's up and coming. I got wheels powder coated this past week, picked those up, dropped them off Black Friday. I picked them up Tuesday after work. Those are gonna get mounted on my Firestones. My Firestones are gonna get mounted on those wheels. Firestones are black wall, 750 rears, 500 fronts. Get the set right here. Picked those up in Maine a couple of weeks ago. So still stuff going on, guys. I wanna show you something else I got. I picked up this 12-inch shear. I always wanted one, never had one. I got a killer deal on it, Facebook Marketplace. It's the shear, which works phenomenal in the stand that they built. It's already on casters, got a 1/4-inch thick base. So I can roll it all around the shop. So I love being able to cut steel and not use cutoff discs. I hate them, but sometimes you just gotta use them. So that's what's going on. Got my new shear, the wheels powder coated, new tires, gas tank, the trunk is bead rolled, and next is the doors. So thanks again for following along, everybody. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, shoot me a comment, tell me what you think. You think the car's gonna look good with black wires on it, with black walls? Do you think it looks better with the white walls? Let me know what you think. The chassis is gonna be all black, suspension's gonna be all black. So I think it's gonna look pretty good, but I at least have some options now. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.